So one quick word of caution here is that unfortunately at this current time, NUnit cannot run test methods within a class in parallel, multiple test methods. So what you have to do is actually put each of the test methods in their own class, and only then they can be run in parallel. So like see here how we have, one class and then a bunch of test methods, which is basically our tests. We can't do that with NUnit version 3.2, whatever version I'm using right now. You can't do that. So therefore you have to create a single class for every single test. So that's actually exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy it, I'm going to paste it. So now we have this one copied. Double click on it so that you select it, and I'm going to rename this local test 2. Obviously I want that to match up with my file name, so I'm going to come in here and do the same thing, paste that local test 2. And so now local test 1 and local test 2, I'm actually just going to remove this test method from here so that it doesn't run 2 tests. This is actually going to be 1 test. And so we have local test 2 and local test O2 method. And then this one, I'm also going to remove that second test because we no longer need it, nor can we run it in parallel. And so now we have 1 test here and a second test here. Now, in order to make them run in parallel, all you have to do is add a parallelizable attribute here. So parallelizable for the test class. And so now I added it above local test 02, and I am going to local test 1, and then I'm going to add that here as well. So now both of our tests in theory are parallelizable, as in they can run in parallel. So I'm going to go ahead and build here so that they're found in my test explorer. Give it a second to build. It succeeded. So now I'm going to look in here, and we have test 1 and test 02. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press run all, and both of the tests should run at the same time. Let's take a look. Very exciting. Here's one test starting to get executed, and here's another test, but that don't think that was in parallel. I actually think that was sequentially, and I don't know if that's because the tests are too fast for the other one to start up before the first one, before the first one finishes, or because I did something wrong. Now let me take a look at local test 01. I'm actually going to make it longer. So we're going to do this again. We're going to go to a different URL. Another one of my blogs. And then let's do a thread .sleep. Sometimes this IntelliSense is so annoying. Thread here in system.threading.sleep, timeout in milliseconds. So let's say 3000 milliseconds, 3 seconds. Hopefully that's enough time. So now let's do the same thing again. F6 to build. It succeeded. Let's go in our test explorer to pass tests 2. Let's go ahead and try this again and do a run all. And now hopefully the first test is slow enough for the second test to start up. And here's the first test. Pull that up. Boom, there's the second test. And you can see that the first test is still running and the second test is over here. Boom, there it is. And this test just passed. So you saw that, right? How the first test was still running, still going to the URI, while the second test started running as well. So it just takes a little bit of time for Firefox driver to get up and running while the first test was executing. So congratulations, we've just successfully executed parallel tests locally on our VM.